Hello, and thank you for your interest in QuickBooks Point of Sale. My name is Craig Baker, and I'm one of our retail solution specialists here at Intuit. Over the next couple of minutes, we're going to be taking a look at how QuickBooks Point of Sale can help you become a more successful retailer. Whether you're a new retailer just getting started or already been in existing business for quite some time looking for ways to improve your business, QuickBooks Point of Sale will guarantee that it will boost your bottom line through its software. We do that through helping you control and manage your inventory the right way. QuickBooks Point of Sale will help you increase profitability. And lastly, QuickBooks Point of Sale will help you retain and attract customers. So let's take a look and see how we do that. Most retailers continue to struggle with controlling and managing their inventory. With Intuit Point of Sale, we'll help you maintain accurate inventory counts. QuickBooks Point of Sale will also help you keep track of what to order and when to order products, so no longer are you running out of products that customers are needing or sitting on inventory that's not selling. With Intuit Point of Sale, you'll remain profitable with accurate pricing and have great ways to be able to manage sales and discounts for your customers. You'll also be able to speed up customer checkout with barcode scanning, whether you're using an existing UPC code or if you would like to create your own barcodes. QuickBooks Point of Sale will allow for both of those. With Intuit Point of Sale, managing and controlling your inventory is ultimately about helping you make better business decisions with sales and inventory reports at a click of a button. With QuickBooks Point of Sale, we'll also show you how you can increase profitability in your business. We do help you keep track and also reduce shrinkage in your company with Point of Sale. You do have the ability to increase your sales opportunity, whether you want to market out to customers or have the ability to look at detailed reports for your business on inventory and sales reports. With Point of Sale, you'll also be able to price your items correctly to retain the profit margins you need to grow and to expand your business. Being that Point of Sale is tracking all of your inventory purchasing and receiving, QuickBooks Point of Sale will give you information so you can buy from vendors with the best value. Also with Point of Sale, you'll be able to run reports to understand what products you should be bringing into your business that are helping you grow your business. This is a really great feature with Point of Sale, giving you the ability to go mobile and be able to sell products out of your store and have that synchronized right back to QuickBooks Point of Sale. Lastly, you'll also be able to know what to order and when to order your products, so that way you'll be able to manage your money and your cash flow more efficiently through the QuickBooks Point of Sale system. In any retail environment, customers are the lifeline of your business. With Intuit Point of Sale, we have great ways to help you retain and attract new customers. A couple ways we do that is by helping you reward your best customers with rewards programs inside QuickBooks Point of Sale. With the program, Intuit will help you maximize your marketing opportunities so you're reaching the right customer at the right time. You'll also see valuable insights to customer trends. So whether you want to see historical data on customers, see average sales data, QuickBooks Point of Sale has all that right at your fingertips. With Intuit Point of Sale, it really is about delighting your customers. You do have the ability to see detailed information, understand custom fields where you may want to see birthday information. QuickBooks Point of Sale is going to help you delight your customers. You'll be able to offer VIP pricing to your most valuable customers. A great feature of Point of Sale is the ability to send customer coupons and track that from within QuickBooks Point of Sale. Intuit Point of Sale will also help you track your customer demographics. So whether you want to track phone numbers to mailing addresses, you have a full detail of tracking customer information right from the Point of Sale software. With QuickBooks Point of Sale, we have a huge lineup for retail solutions. QuickBooks Point of Sale software starts off at a basic level, going all the way up to multi-store. All three levels have a great way to track inventory, and you just get more functionality and features as you go up to pro and multi-store. With Intuit, we also supply you with all the peripherals you'll need to be able to make your computer into a full-fledged cash register system and point of sale solution. You just need to bring your own Windows-based PC and we can supply the rest, whether that be a cash drawer, a receipt printer, barcode scanner, and many more other hardware options. QuickBooks can provide that for you. Once you have those together, you're ready to ring up sales and track retail sales within your business. Most customers will bring aboard with QuickBooks Point of Sale the ability to do credit card processing through Intuit Merchant Services. Gift cards is another big one that it's also available through QuickBooks Point of Sale. There's also the ability to have supplies, so whether you want to order receipt paper, have the ability to order tags for your company, QuickBooks Point of Sale can provide that for you. Now, two other attachment softwares that most people bring aboard is QuickBooks Accounting Software. This is a Windows-based accounting software, as well as payroll solutions. And these do integrate back to QuickBooks Point of Sale for a seamless integration. With Intuit Point of Sale, we have several types of businesses that use QuickBooks Point of Sale. Here's a list of just a few of those. We have shoe stores, gift stores, souvenir stores. The list goes on and on. Give us a call to discuss more about your business and if we're a good fit for what you're needing in a point of sale solution. At this point, I'm going to show you how QuickBooks Point of Sale works. We'll give you a great demo and overview of the Point of Sale software to show you how we solve for customer management, helping you increase profitability, as well as helping you manage your inventory. All right, at this time, we're going to take a great look into QuickBooks Point of Sale, cover a lot of great things on how we solve for these main challenges that we've spoken about. So initially, you do have the ability to set up users and permissions within QuickBooks Point of Sale. This gives you the ability to control what somebody can and cannot do within the software. So let me go and log in as myself here. Now with QuickBooks Point of Sale Pro, you have the ability to do clocking in and clocking out with the software. At this point, I will not do that. Now, when you're first logged into Point of Sale, you're really given a screen of your main navigator. With this navigator, this is where you can do everything with Point of Sale. Ideally, the system is set up to be simple to use from anybody, whether it be a manager, an associate ringing up sales. We have a lot of great workflows built right into QuickBooks Point of Sale. The way we break it up, on the left side you have a list of buttons that you can customize and make your own. So if you've got commonly used things that you do in Point of Sale, you can customize over here and add those buttons here. On the right side, this is really where you get into workflow and procedures within Point of Sale. So notice here you've got things like customer orders, making a sale, looking at sales history. It's really broken into three categories here of the Point of Sale activities. You're going to have purchasing activities as well as employees, so clocking in and clocking out. We're going to cover a couple of things at a high level today. First, let's talk about item creation before we get into making a sale. So let's dive into my item list here. The great thing about the Point of Sale software in all three levels is that there is no item list limitations. But it is very important before you begin that you start to think about how you want to create items, just so that way you've got items set up the right way and give you the best impact as far as reporting-wise and helping you make some better business decisions. So I'm going to look at one of my items. I'm going to click on it and hit Edit. If you're using QuickBooks accounting software, you do have the ability to import from QuickBooks, or if you have item list in Excel, you can also import your items from Excel as well. Now with the Point of Sale software, very simple. We'll go over this really quickly. Setting it up, you'll have the ability to set up an item name. On the Pro version of Point of Sale, if you like, you can enter pictures with your product. So if you're receiving an item or if you're making a sale, your picture will display. Now let's go into some of the basic information here and cover a couple things at a high level. So the initial one is actually keeping track of inventory types. So in most businesses and retailer businesses, of course, you're going to have things that are item-based, that you have on-hand quantities. Those will typically be an inventory item. But we do let you keep track of things like non-inventory, service items, groups and assemblies, which is part of Pro, to be able to keep track of items that you combine together. So we'll keep this as inventory. Now, department tracking is the next one down. This is very important. This is actually what's going to drive a lot of the reporting for you and help you segment your business out. I'm using a sample sporting goods file is what I'm using here. So as you look at this list of different sporting departments, boxing, you've got, cycling, figure skating. There's a lot of different types of departments that you can keep track of. So before you even begin in Point of Sale, highly recommend that you think about how you want to segment your business. Looking into the Point of Sale software and the Pro version of Point of Sale, this is a really highly used feature. It's called Style Grids. Let me go and actually save this, and I do want to show you what it looks like when we have a style grid within Point of Sale. So I'm going to save that. Style grids are really just a way for you to keep track of a similar item. So in this case, we have figure skates, and we're tracking this based on sizes and colors. This tells me that I've got so many in hand. I got 18 on hand in size 7 in white, and the rest of these are 0. So keep in mind, this is a pro version feature, is style grids. A lot of clothing stores will use this as well too. Let's dive back into the product and cover a couple of things that are important to know about the item creation. So style grids we just covered. Pricing. Now earlier when we talked about being profitable with Point of Sale, this is a really big part of any retailer's challenges, is the ability to price items correctly. We deal with items based on margin and markup. So right now I've got an item here that cost me $98.20. I've told the system that I want a 34% margin. Now, unfortunately, vendors will change prices from time to time, and unfortunately, they do go up from time rather than going down. Much as we would love them to go down, but prices do change. So let's say in this case, this vendor is changing this to $100. The great thing about Point of Sale, it does give you confirmations and warnings that you're making changes to prices and that this will affect your margins that you have. So I went from a 34% down to 33%. Still have the same sales price. Now, where we're going to help you is if you know you need to be back at 34%, notice what happens here on the regular sales price. It's going to update that sales price for me automatically. This is one way to do price changes. On the Pro version, we do have a feature called a Price Manager, which will let you do mass edits at one time and even give you the ability to do rounding. With rounding, you'll be able to go, instead of 151.52, you might say you want this to round up to 99 cents, so 151.99. So that's one way we're going to help you remain being profitable within your business. Of course, we're tracking on-hand quantities. UPC codes are going to be there. If you were going to be scanning an item that has a barcode already built onto it. In a minute, I'll show you how we can create our own barcodes to help speeding up checkout for your customers. History will always show here. You can always see when something was sold, when was it received in, returned, so forth. Vendor information is very important here on the top right, so you can see exactly which vendors you buy from and also have the ability to look at various vendors. If you carry more than one vendor for a particular item, on the Pro version, it will let you track up to 5 different vendors. Reorder points, this is really a big part of the inventory management. Earlier, as we went through the slides, we talked about making sure you understand what to order and when to order. Our reorder points will help drive that piece for the reporting and giving you notifications. So from here, let's go ahead and hit save. We're going to save this particular product. Before we drive into the actual product itself and do a sell, I'm going to show you how we create barcodes. So what we'll do is imagine if you were receiving items in from a vendor and you wanted to print tags for those items. You can do this right off of a receiving voucher. I'm going to show you a quick preview is what we'll do. So I'm going to hit preview. We have 2 ways to print barcodes. You can use various sizes of Avery, or Intuit also does sell a tag printer, which will let you do sticky tags, hanging tags, as well as jewelry tags. So let's go ahead and hit continue to print this out. And at this point, it'll give you your items that you've received in. You can peel these off, put them on products so you can get them on the shelf. This is really going to help with delighting customers as well, too, as it gives them an easy way to see pricing information and description on products. All right, so let's say we are now done with all of our homework. So we've actually gone through, we've entered items. First customer comes in the door. Let's go ahead and click Make a Sell. And I'm going to click Make a Sell here. This is where you can actually scan a barcode. So if I'm scanning barcode, it'll add it in here. Now with Point of Sale, the great thing is that it does track inventory items. This is a sample file here. It does tell you if you have insufficient quantities to sell. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue. So you can scan items. You also have the ability to type in an item. If I'm looking for maybe a baseball. Now with the system itself from Point of Sale, there is no item list limitations. But it really still needs to be easy for you to be able to pull up items and find items for customers. So I'm going to start typing in the word baseball, and it starts to find anything that matches that. So let's say I'm just going to sell this baseball item here. Now notice it does have pictures with these items. This is a feature of Pro level that we talked about setting up items. So when you're ringing up an item, when you're receiving it in, pictures will display if you tied pictures to those items. Another great way to ring up sales, if you're using touchscreens, there is a Quick Pick feature here. With Quick Picks, it's similar to departments, but you're going to categorize items in a separate area. But it does give you more of a button layout feel. So if I needed to sell something from my food department, I can click here. Then I can actually, let's say I wanted to sell a soda in conjunction with this. So we've added our items to the receipt. Customer tracking is the next thing that's very important. So let's go ahead and add a customer. I'll just type in my name is what I'll do, Craig Baker. Now earlier as we talked about customers, if you've got VIP customers, you're more than welcome to apply special discounts that are automatically taken, but it does give the associate the ability to say yes or no if they're going to apply that. Let's go ahead and say yes. Let's take a look one step back before we finalize this sale. We're going to look into what a customer looks like. So after you add a customer, I'm going to click the magnifying glass button here. What's very important here is that you have a lot of things at your fingertips from either management, from a sales rep perspective. Of course, you've got the basic information, name, phone number, email address, all the details about a customer. But look at all the additional things we're going to give to you. Even if you want to create a customer note, maybe we want to date stamp this, and then we'll just say blah, blah, blah. Whatever they're doing, you can add notes, which will date and time stamp that for you. History information and statistics is going to be a really key part of really identifying your best customers and seeing that at a click of a button. With this section here, notice the statistics. So you can see how much has somebody purchased from you, what's their average receipt, when's the last time they've come in. So you're tracking a lot of things about a customer, even without even knowing about it. QuickBooks Point of Sale will help you track that. History information. I've ran into countless customers from Intuit here that actually do need to keep track of the history and easily see when did somebody come in, what did they buy specifically. And with Point of Sale, you're going to see that here directly. So let's go ahead and save this, and we're going to finalize the receipt. Notice it does give those discounts off those items for me here. Let's take part cash. So let's say they're going to give me $100 cash. We'll save it, and the rest will be in credit card. Very important piece to really any point of sale system is the credit card processing. Intuit has its own integrated merchant account where you can do debit cards, you can do credit cards, gift cards, all built right into the system. So definitely talk to us about the credit card processing piece so we can make sure that you have the best solutions possible. So we're going to say on this receipt, we're going to take a Visa card. And now we can actually save and print this receipt. I'll show you a quick preview of what a receipt looks like. This prints off in a regular 40-column printer like a receipt you get at any retail store. These can be customized with Point of Sale Pro, so if you want to change fonts and you want to change what's displayed on the receipt, you can do that. But it's really any typical receipt, customer information, your store information, if you like to enter your return policies and so forth, that can all be inputted on the receipt. You do also have the ability to have a barcode on the bottom of Point of Sale. So if you're returning an item, your cashier can scan this item and it'll pull up that receipt for you. Now, coupons is another thing. I had this set to print out coupons all the time. If you want to set up coupons to really attract more business by coming in, you can set up coupons in the system here as well too. If you're green friendly, we also give you the ability to do emailing with Outlook, so you can email the customer if you like, but I'm not going to do that. And this is going to then take you right back into your next sale. So this is where most of the time is going to be spent, is making sales for customers. So that is making a sale. Let's talk a little bit about more along the lines of inventory control. So earlier we talked about how to create an item, maybe during reorder points. But some of the important things here is, how do you make sure that you're on top of your inventory? I'm going to pop out my little sidebar here is what we'll do. And what we do, we actually have inventory reminders. And I'll talk high level initially just about what to reorder. So based on what my reorder points are, I have the ability to actually create purchase orders with the Pro version. So let's come in here. I'm going to suggest a purchase order. And I am going to actually do this let's do it for all my items. So let's select them all. I want to suggest a purchase order. The great thing about the point of sale software, you have really 3 ways to do purchase orders. You can enter the quantities yourself. You can bring them back up to a reorder point. But also what's really neat here is we have something that's called really days of inventory, which will let you determine how many items to order based on your past sales. So you have 3 ways to do purchasing within the software. I'm just going to come in here and enter quantities myself. So let's say I need to order 5 of these, and maybe we need 2, and 2 is what we'll do. And then let's go ahead and hit create purchase orders. The great thing about this part of it here, I'm actually going to take this item off because I don't have a vendor tied to that. So let's remove that. And let's go ahead and hit create POs. Great thing here is if you're purchasing from multiple vendors at one time, you don't have to create a separate PO. It knows which vendors items belong to, which will create those purchases for you automatically. You can print these out. You can email them from Outlook, whatever works best for you. So that's purchasing within the software. Let's talk about receiving products in off of a purchase order. So I'm going to come into point of sale, hit the receive items, and we're going to receive from a PO. Ideally, you do want to receive off of a purchase order. And the reason why, because this will give you the ability to keep track of what was ordered to what was received. So if you have partial fills from vendors, we'll let you do that. I'm going to say I'm going to receive this one here from Sports & More, which is one that we created today. And I will select all due. If you do have partial fill, you can definitely pick and choose which items are coming in. If you receive 3 instead of 5, you can do that as well too. So that is all built here within the point of sale system here. Off of this receiving voucher, what I want to do next is I'm going to enter an invoice number. So let's say we have invoice number, we'll just do POS 111. And I'm going to show you how this plays into the QuickBooks accounting integration when we cover that piece. So every time you receive, every time you make a sale, inventory is always being deducted or it's being added here. So we'll save this in, and now we've actually updated our inventory. All right, now that we're back at the home screen, let's talk about some of the great things that point of sale does in regards to reporting and giving you some great data to pull out of and make some decisions. So let's do a couple things. I'm going to cover this high level, but reports are very detailed and there's a lot to go into that can be hours of discussion, but I'll cover this over the next couple minutes. I'm going to click the Reports tab. The first type of report I want to show you is actually called the Dashboard Report. A lot of owners, a lot of managers love this about point of sale because it's a combination of reports built onto one screen. So you don't have to go back and run a separate report for each area. So in this example, what I'm covering is I have the ability to see my department sales year over year. Now, if I had more data and I was selling last year this time, it would tell me how was each department doing, as well as seeing high level here, how's my business doing this year versus last year. Department reports will be here. Now, the great thing about point of sales is it's not just a list of item reports. It's not just a list of items and line by line. We're very graphical as well, too. So notice here there's actually a sales over time. A lot of retailer owners that I've spoken with is they've talked about the benefit of this side of it because you've got the ability to see some sections like, well, when should you staff your employees to come in? When's the busiest time historically? You'll see that. Best-selling items are right here. Really at a click of a button, you can run all these. So that's a dashboard report. Let's go into more reporting functionality here. I'm going to click Reports, and we're going to go into the Report Center. This is really where you get a list of all the reports in point of sale. So let's click All Reports. And notice on the left side, we actually combine reports based on categories. A couple to cover today. So let's first maybe take a look at a sales report. We're going to take a dive into maybe a department report. Imagine if you're a retailer and you're going into busy season for the coming quarter and you're looking at what should you be purchasing based on past historical trends. So what we let you do, high level, you've got the ability to say, let's run a report based on a date range. So I can look at the last 90 days and apply this, and it tells me exactly what's going on. Reports are also sortable. So whether you want to sort them A to Z, you may want to sort them from high to low and so forth. You can do that with point of sale. So these are pre-made reports. So let's talk about how you grab data out to make some more decisions there. I'm going to click the Modify button in here. This is where you get really detailed and granular. So let's first maybe talk about adding and removing columns. So maybe I want to see my total margin dollars and any discounts that we have given during this period. And in a minute, we'll see those pop up over here on the right side. And next, let's do some filters out. Filtering is really where you get granular. This is where you tell point of sale exactly what you want to see and how you want to see that. So in this case, notice there is a really big list of filters you can apply as we scroll down here. Everything pretty much in point of sale and item information you can actually filter out here. Let's do a filter for departments. I'll just go through and I'll select, a couple. We'll do some baseball. We'll just go down the list and see what happens here on this report. I think that should be just about good enough there. Okay, we'll hit OK, and we're going to save this, and we're going to run it. So now what we've done is we added a couple of columns here. Now, if you're not seeing everything, you can always drag it to the right. Again, sort from high to low, A to Z. These reports that you've created, if you spent much time building them out, what you'll be able to do is to come in here and memorize this report and give it a name. So this way, you don't have to come back into point of sale, configure a report, memorize, and actually redo it. You can memorize it right into the system here. We'll just call it my department report. And let's hit OK. I'll show you where that goes into here in a minute, but you do have the ability to create your own report, save them, and build reports that are really more relevant to your business there. So that's one report, department reporting. Let's look at maybe a couple more. Let's look at, boy, there are a lot. Let's look at maybe actually, let's go to items. Let's do maybe a inventory valuation. This is a really big one. Earlier we talked about being able to run inventory based on date ranges. So we can look into point of sale, show me everything up to 12/31, and then this will actually filter out this report for me here. And I can see that exactly here within the point of sale system. Let's look at one last report. Let's go into maybe a customer side here. We'll go to reports, and let's go to customers. In the customers, let's look at maybe now in the Pro version, I didn't cover this, but it is available. You do have the ability to look at, do work orders, do layaways, do special orders right from the software. So you do have the ability to pull that from right within the software. So let's look at maybe a sales order report. You can see exactly if you have open orders, who are things due to. If you have partial fills on a custom order, you can look at all that here from the reporting capability. So those are reports at a high level. Keep in mind we're tracking everything from item types, inventory turn. You are tracking, sales by date ranges. A lot of filters you can actually do within point of sale. Let's talk a little bit about the customer side. I'm actually going to cover two main things today. We're going to cover the Reward Manager program as well as the Customer Center. So Customer Center first. This is a very powerful part of point of sale. Giving you the ability to see how your customer growth is doing, or if you're declining in customers, whether you want to look at that time over time, past 60 days, previous 60 days, to see if you're growing or shrinking. We even give you some graphs here on how customers have come in month over month. Now earlier we talked about how do you keep customers happy and how do you keep them in. We do give you a lot of functionality here on the right side to reach out to your customers. Let's talk about creating an email campaign, which will give you the ability to filter out customers. With email campaigns, this is really about you picking exactly which customer you want to market to. That way, as you market out to your customers, your time is spent wisely in picking the right customers. So in this case, this campaign, I can say, show me all my customers who have made a purchase in the last 60 days, or even more important is getting people in that have not been in here. So if they've not been in the last 30 days, I want to see all these customers. Or maybe going a step deeper and saying we're coming up to, let's say, a different season, and we want to show customers that have purchased, everything in my baseball and my swimming departments. You can filter out based on interest of the customer and what they've purchased to find exactly there. So let's hit next. We'll just say these are the people who have not been in over the last 30 days. From here, if you like, you can actually save this. You can upload this to Constant Contact if you have a Constant Contact account, or save it to Excel and then email it from there. So that's the Customer Center. We do also have the ability to do a rewards program, and this is a really simple rewards program. You tell point of sale what is the threshold dollar amount that somebody needs to hit, and when they hit that amount, what do they get? You can give them a dollar amount off or a % off right here. So very powerful rewards. Even on the receipt, it's going to print out to the customer that they've earned a reward. They have so many more dollars to acquire their next reward. So again, it's really about keeping your customers happy and keeping them coming back into your business there. So next thing we want to talk about is going to be end-of-day procedures. This is really going to be tied into the QuickBooks accounting software. So we will click end-of-day. And on the end-of-day part of it, this is where you do a couple things. You can do end-of-day Z-out reports. If you're used to a cash register, you might be familiar with that 10-foot long roll of receipt paper that you have to roll up and put around a rubber band and put in a shoebox. With point of sale, you do not have to do that. As your Z-out reports, you can run for date ranges, and there's really no need to pull things out of that shoebox anymore. So this is, you can do a Z-out store closed. You can do a drawer count. I'll show you a drawer count so you can see how simple it is to balance out your drawer. Now we do a couple more things. We give you the ability to back up your data file. Highly encouraged to back up on a daily basis. So if your computer went down, you've always got the latest backup and you're back up and running in no time. If you're on the multi-store level of point of sale, you do have the ability to send the data back and forth between your stores. So we won't do that piece of it. Today what I want to look at is going to be the end of day Z-out drawer account, and we'll exchange data over to QuickBooks. So the Z-out drawer account, this is very important to really make sure that cashiers are not maybe pocketing a couple dollars, or you're not really having big discrepancies. In point of sale, it's always going to tell you what you began last. So if I began the day with $50, and now we're going to do a media account, and by hitting the little button there, you're given an easy screen to be able to count from hundreds down to pennies. So all you got to do is be able to count the type of currency you have, hundreds all the way down to the pennies. So let's say I have one of these, I've got 3 of these. We'll just go down and do a couple here. Just to show you what happens, let's say we have $145 here. It does tell you if you're short or under. Of course, this is a sample file, so I'm actually very short, $482 short. So keep in mind, this is going to keep your employees on top of everything, making sure that they do actually count out the drawers the right way there. So that's the drawer count. I'm doing the exchange over to QuickBooks at this time. With the integration with QuickBooks financial software, it is really seamless. It is really designed to help owners and managers and your bookkeepers really save them some time. So looking at this financial exchange report, we can see exactly what's happened. If we've added customers, if we've sent over receipts, if we've received items, everything is constantly being updated when you do the exchange over to QuickBooks financial software. I'll click Close, and now I'm going to jump over to QuickBooks financial software is what we'll do. With QuickBooks financial software, I'm going to cover probably 3 or 4 main things on what we do to help save some time. Like I said, this does integrate with QuickBooks, the desktop version on the Windows version, 2011 and newer. So let's look at one thing that's really big, really time saver for employees or for managers and bookkeepers. Well, let's say record deposits here. Everything that happens over in the point of sale side, because we're receiving money in, you typically need to account for that and be able to deposit that to the bank account. So with point of sale, you'll be able to keep track of what money is going into the bank account. You can do cash, checks, credit cards, that can all come across. That's one area to save you some time. Receiving inventory. Most companies have vendors that they're in terms with. So being that we receive a product earlier, I have the ability to see exactly which bills are due to what vendor based on what I received in. Ideally, this is again about saving some time. Everything, because of the seamless integration, is designed to really help you streamline your workflows on the financial software. So I can see bills to be paid. And the last section that I want to talk about is how do we reflect this on your financial reporting side. So we'll look at a few reports here on the financial side. First will be, let's do a profit and loss report. Now, if I were to pull this from all of time, we'll see more data. But notice here over in the merchandise sales, being that QuickBooks point of sale is your sole place to do inventory tracking, I have mine set up to do a detailed transaction import to QuickBooks based on departments. Financially, as an owner, I've talked to a lot of owners that want to see how their business is doing based on categories on their profit and loss reports to see exactly what's happening. So keep in mind the reports are very integrated over from the financial side. Even looking at things like your tax liability reports. Being you're taking the money inside point of sale, you do have tax rates that are being charged, and that will come across into QuickBooks Financial, so you can see your tax liability information. So that is the quick overview between the point of sale and the QuickBooks Financial software. So today what we've covered, we've done a lot over the last 30 minutes or so. We've talked about how QuickBooks can help you manage your inventory better, help you ring up sales, manage your customers in a better way. We have talked about how QuickBooks Point of Sale will help you remain more profitable. And this will conclude our demo today of our Point of Sale software. We hope you've enjoyed the demo today and overview of QuickBooks Point of Sale. Get started today. Give us a call and talk to one of our retail solution specialists to learn more about how QuickBooks Point of Sale can help you maximize sales in your business, help you make better business decisions, and ultimately help you grow your business and remain a successful retailer. We look forward to speaking with you soon. Thank you for your time today.